what happens further down here. Hey.
Wanted to hunt monsters, eh? Oh, Elder's furious. Spits flying 10 feet. Let humans neath Gabor. Dinna ken if that's wise.
Listen, we were lied to. Honestly, Brouver might be able to draw his own conclusions at this point if he didn't want anyone to sabotage those particular sites. And, you know, somebody directed us to do that. Somebody of a certain clan. Isn't that interesting what clan they're from? Maybe he could come to his own conclusions if he's so busy investigating. Or he could have told us not to do that, which I don't think he did, but I don't remember for sure. I think those weren't even... were those even optional, those quests?
Demonstrate innovative thinking in many domains. Metallurgy, engineering, architecture. Yet there is one in which they could not be bothered. Naming. For this reason, the bridge that linked the Mahakam Pass with Mount Carbon was simply named Langbridge. Meve learned it was a thoroughly fitting name. Having stopped for a breath halfway across the road suspended over a deep chasm, the Queen could see neither end of the bridge, both concealed by thick clouds.
Amazing,
whispered the Queen.
I feel as though we traversed the very sky.
I think Lange is just the word for long in German, like Lange. I think that's... so it's literally called Longbridge, just in a different dialect.
The Queen and her retinue were nearing Mount Carbon when Meve heard a cry. It was Xavier.
Hold! Hold!
Meve drew in her reins abruptly. Her mare neighed and reared, lifting the Queen above her formation of men. From that height, she saw the last pier of the bridge crumbling. The dwarves at the head of the procession were unable to stop in time and plummeted, screaming into the abyss.
What's the meaning of this, God damn it?
Brouver roared.
Fetch the engineers! No!
The Queen was striving to calm her spooked mount when she sensed something swish past her ear. Out of nowhere, a Scoia'tael band had appeared at the rear of the column. Before anyone could react, elven archers had felled the rear guard. The soldiers lay on the bridge's stone surface with arrows in their backs. Meve was trapped. In one direction lay the chasm, in the other, a fierce foe. She had no choice but to stand and fight.
Really? Apparently the Scoia'tael are really dedicated. Okay, so yeah, because we verified they were working for Nilfgaard, which itself is... I'm curious about the logistics of that, why they're willing to work with Nilfgaard of all people. Probably just as a chance to attack us, I guess. But they got all the way in here. They're crumbling like a massive, really important bridge that might be the only way to access this location, right? And it was like incredibly hard to build it, probably. The Battle of Langbridge. The Lyrians watched in disbelief as Scoia'tael warriors slit the throats of Mahakam guards. How could this be? Non-humans against non-humans? To what end? Could it be the elder races do not uniformly support the squirrel's cause? No doubt these questions and more plagued the men's thought, yet this was not the time to entertain them. This was a time to fight. Didn't we know that? I thought we already knew that not everyone supports the Scoia'tael because they're really fucked up. Like, they're really fucked up. Alright. Custom deck 1-round story battle. Let's do this. Mahakam Axe Dwarf. Okay. What is my deck full of? Just weird shit? These are all my cards. No, those are all my cards. So just these two are the new cards, okay? Order, move a unit 1 row away from the opponent. Move a unit 1 row away from the opponent. I guess that means just their order can move somebody from the melee row to the ranged row, I guess. Only one punishment for disturbing the peace of Mahakam. A hammer to the head. Hey, Brouver, I haven't seen you since the spring cleaning fight. Spawn 2 Mahakam protectors and move an enemy from melee to the ranged row. He's big on moving units around. The protectors just have resilience and an armor of 4. So just playing him gives my team a lot. Yeah. 18 power, 18 armor, and then they get bonuses from my other stuff too, getting them both numbers probably closer to 20. That dottery dolt, you cannot even tell if he's alive or stuffed. And he's a boss, so he can't be targeted. Grey Rider's going to be good, especially if people are moving around. I want to play him sooner, probably, so that all these cards getting moved around by these other cards will get affected by his bonus. Strays Espala could go well with the Strays Bomber. Not bad. I may want to just let this be. See how it goes. I didn't...
You are mine.
We're trapped, Your Grace, but we can try and fight our way through.
Just went with not redrawing at all. Alright, damage unit by 2, more if they're boosted. Yeah, that guy.
Naturally. At once.
Let's start working on you. Rather not. Alright, Cliff. Permanent resilience. Whenever a unit is moved to the same row as Cliff, destroy it. Oh. My, ain't the view just beautiful? Okay. They have a Cliff? So they lose, right? Like, they don't have a chance. If they have a Cliff the entire time, they, first of all, they can only play on one of their rows, but also, which is already makes them doomed by most standards. But also means, like, if I ever reuse anything like, oh god, this guy's gonna be attacking their only row. If I draw like a slinger with my drummer or something, then like that's gonna be what happens to them. I'm just gonna knock them all off the cliff.
Show me the coin or sod off.
Feels like they just chose very poorly with this entire attack. Like none of it was a good idea. Let's play Brouver.
Think you ball bags can do whatever the devils you please? This is Mahakam!
Move an enemy from melee to ranged row. Got bad news for you. Oh, well, really? You buffed Knickers and only Knickers. Huh. I could have sworn when the monsters took the Grey Rider from me a few episodes ago and it was seized, I could have sworn they summoned 3 guys at once or moved 3 guys at once, and this guy, he buffed all of them. But this time he buffed that character, none of these ones. I don't know. I should have played Ale by now. That's my own mistake. There we go. Yeah, unless he has a surprise, there's not going to be much you can do.
Got business for me?
Let's get the fire going. There we go. And the buffs. I need to get started on summoning, I think. I'm a little confused who this can target. Like, can I use this on the enemy? Because it'd be very powerful.
Again, again, again.
But it says move a unit 1 row away from the opponent. I guess I'm the opponent? Because it just says, it just means move a unit from melee to ranged, isn't that what it means? But that's what they say here. So what's with the different language? I'm just trying to think of like what does the difference in language? What is that difference being used for? Or was it supposed to stop that?
I was hoping you'd say that.
I'm trying to use that card, asshole. Wow. Okay, I get to have more of these.
Time's a waste of time for one like that.
Oh, Odo, you're early.
We must trust each other.
One boat's all I need.
Gonna be a 7. Yeah. Get rid of that guy. There's Zigrin. I didn't know he was coming, so I'm not ready for bottomless pockets, so I should just attack.
Oh, could murder a pint.
So 15. Yeah, stop that. Okay, that's 10 down. There we go. They don't really stand a lot of chance, do they? Let's go ahead and make it worse. And should I even do it? Like they're gonna die. Well, they will keep attacking. Just feels a little wasteful.
Warpath. That's a poison.
I can only fit 2 more cards, so if I play the Blitz guy, I won't be able to play my own Spala guy. Because they'll draw 2, although they might kill somebody. I kind of want them to then. Yeah, I kind of hope the archers kill the drummer. I should probably take these 2 out of my deck. They're not very strong, and they fill up my board. Which is clearly a problem at times.
Let us sing the song of steel.
Destroy a damaged unit. Oh, there they go. Move a unit 1 row away from the opponent. Move who? You? Okay, yep, that's how that works. Don't have to worry about her order anymore. She's gone. Oh, the fire guy. What do I even do with that? I guess I burn the back row too? Yay, look how burny the cliff is. How does that work? No one knows. It's a mystery. Everyone's dying and on fire and falling. They have to get killed by my slinger, right? I mean my cavalry? It's a trap. Is it the guy that damages the guy until you get to their level? Wee. Wait, what? Oh my god, wait. What? Why? It doesn't have a cooldown of 1. Why am I able to do it again? I thought... Whatever. Just... Oh, I can't use it on him because he's not revealed. I gotta play a unit, so he'll be... Oh wait, can't yet. I used him already, right? What gave him another order?
Blood and neck ends. Civilian bot.
This guy just summons dudes, basically. I'll fix that. Ta-da! Wait. He has a 1 again. Oh, he does have a cooldown of 1. They just forgot to say cooldown of 1 anywhere on the card. But that is how it works, because he has a cooldown of 1 right there. Huh. It's like a misprint, basically. Alright, he's gonna attack me with this trap card, right? Yep, that's the one. Yep, that's the one. I'm gonna blow you all up with this bomb, though, so... See how this goes for you. You're about to have a power of 0. You're gonna have a power of 0. So I'm gonna do Northern Wind followed by this guy. And goodbye. So this guy could have killed a guy every single turn the entire match, which is way too overpowered. Wow. I wouldn't expect Scoia'tael to win when they basically attack the Dwarven capital and Meve's army at the same time. Like, that was stupid, and I don't understand what their plan was, but boy, mechanically they didn't have a chance of winning in this game even a little bit. Like, it was so stacked against them, it's astonishing. This was just a massive miscalculation. They're clearly not very well organized. It seems like if with their the leader, or at least the localized leader we took out before, they just don't know what they're doing anymore, because that guy had traps. These guys don't.
No! Blederina! She must die!
Their strength combined, the Lyrians and dwarves managed to defeat the Scoia'tael. The guerrillas had weakened the last span of the bridge, turning the crossing into a deadly trap. Had Xavier, who noticed the weakened structure at the last instant, not called out, all would have fallen into the chasm. The Lyrians managed to capture the unit commander. She stood, her head raised high, and when Meve glared at her, she did not avert her eyes.
Oh, Crow's Eye. I've encountered it before. I don't remember what it is, though.
What is your name, elf?
Abayeth me parstwan.
She said,
Thank you, Reynard. I know well what she said. Kiss my arse. Is that truly the best you can muster?
I'd rather show you exactly what I can muster. Tell them to unbind me.
You got your opportunity. On the battlefield. Will you not tell me what they call you? Fine. It's all the same to me. I'm more interested to know how you came to be here. Who sent you?
No one. It was my decision to kill you, and thus avenge Eldain. Do you remember him? The elf whom you denied a burial? Whom you left in an open field to rot? You've elven blood on your hands. The blood of the elves of the Moulderwood.
Yeah, I'm not lying right now. Do you know what he did? Have you heard about the Screaming Burning Tree?
Eldain was a criminal. He got what he deserved.
You call him a criminal? What do you call humans who murder our kind in pogroms, who massacre us? What do you call Black Rayla who fought at your side? Do not dare compare us. Do not dare!
Enough. I've heard all I wish to hear.
But I haven't. Did you fall in your heed, elf, eh? If you want to fight humans, go on and do it. You cannot talk sense to idiots and they hear, damn it. Mahakam is and will be neutral.
You cannot be neutral. To Dwan, you are either their foe or their dog.
Hey, Brouver, I just want to point out that my men have been attacked in your neutral area twice now by other factions. Just so we're clear what the score is at the moment.
Mahakam has stood aside sleeping long enough. That is why we struck it in its very heart, as a call to battle. A call to brethren whom you, Elder, have kept from the world too long.
I have kept him away. I've been bloody right to do so. You want to play at war, you numpties? You want to force the Pontar to flow upstream? Gang right ahead. Good riddance, I say. Gan kill, gan die if you fancy. But God's damn it, leave us alone. Yeah, I should kill you. With my own hands. I should cut your throat, put you out of your misery. That's what you want, innit? To die? To die a stupid death? Well, I'll not grant you that. Nay, I'll lock you in a tower. Sit there 3 centuries, and you just might grow a brain.
Brouver Hoog gazed after the shackled elf as she was led away. Meve expected him to continue fuming, cursing her. But the dwarf stood silent. and his old eyes, half concealed by brows bushy as a forest floor, showed not anger, but the deepest sadness. Dwarven engineers made quick work of repairing the crumbled bridge span.
With wood. It looks so out of place. Ta-da! Do we have a talk to have back here? Nope, no talk still? Oh right, I got a new card. That's why it's calling me back here. Crow's Eye. Move 6 random enemies to the other row and damage them by 2. Yep, that's the one. It's not the worst because it's potentially 12 damage if, you know, it does actually move 6, which it doesn't always do if there's any conflicts at all. Which gives bonuses if there's if we're using Gascon, he gets a bonus for that, so he'll become 6 more powerful. If there's a spike trap that they're getting thrown into, then you're potentially adding 18 damage to the original 12, making it 30 as the top potential. So there's specific situations where it could be powerful, although with stuff like spike traps, like, you have to hope it picks 6 enemies that are on the correct row so you can throw them into the spike trap and so on. I'm still kind of happy with what I've already got to an extent. I don't know. Are we upgrade ready? Or is it just the same old? Not that one. Nope, just the ones I don't want. That was a really bad plan on their part. But now we know why. It was fueled for revenge. They needed to defeat me for what I had done, which, like, even if you normally take the side of elves in these kinds of stories, that guy made absolutely sure that nobody could really side with them. Like, on top of the burning, screaming tree that happened, which itself was pretty bad and would have single-handedly made him irredeemable. There was the shit he pulled where he was like, "Oh, can't you leave our poor elven ruins? Our sacred place. We should fight somewhere else." And it was all a ploy to draw us into the open, where he then also killed the hostages that he had claimed and didn't release them. Like he was so full of shit at every corner, at every turn. The fact that she's like, "How dare you leave him to rot?" It's like, really? You're gonna. She says, "Don't you dare compare us," as if she has the moral high ground, which means that she's either completely delusional or was not at all fully aware of the kind of shit he was up to, because he did not have any kind of moral high ground, no matter how much bad had happened before.
Look, Mount Carbon.
Damn, and I thought Nilfgaardian was big.
Mount Carbon. Wipe your feet, comb your beard, but foreign garb bring not in here. Carbon's heart, can you hear the throb? You're a dwarf, damn it, not a slob. Hoo-hoo-ha.
So the elves are against us. Against our elder. Treacherous hounds. Truth be told, I supported the Scoia'tael afore. No, I wish every last one of them dead. Dead! Long-eared bastards. Raising our own saplings against us in rebellion. Sowing unrest. Violence in the mountains. So the elves are against...
Is it the elves or is it just the Scoia'tael? My understanding is that Scoia'tael are like a terrorist organization, but the elves are not necessarily the Scoia'tael, but I'm not sure. I'd have to go back. I'd basically have to go back to that chapter about with Ciri and Geralt in the woods from the second book and see if he actually calls them the Scoia'tael or the elves and what distinction is made. Because I think there are elves that live in forests that still aren't the same thing as Scoia'tael, but there's they are still definitely assholes that just kill anyone that even comes near their territory, while also invisibly expanding their territory in secret, like assholes. Any poor farmer or child or anyone unsuspecting and basically innocent that happens to wander too close to a forest or into the forest just gets an arrow planted in their brain as a prize, silently and without any question or any no, there's no warning or anything. It's just like, you've arrived here, you die. And they would invisibly keep expanding their territory of what they consider it to be, and they'd kill people further and further out over time without any warning. By all standards, that makes dwarves significantly better than elves in all the versions of the stories I've heard so far about Witcher.
The Lyrians stepped inside Mount Carbon's bowels. Meve rode while looking upwards, admiring the intricately carved ceiling, gilded walls, monumental bas-reliefs carved from basalt. Yet this was no time to admire the sights. Brouver had summoned her to speak.
I thank you for your invitation, Elder.
My invitation? Choice term, lass. You wangled your way in here. Long I've lived, but ne'er have I seen a wench so stubborn.
With all due respect, do you not feel like a pot conversing with a kettle?
Ha! True enough. Changes of mind didn't come easy to me, but they do come at times. Human wars concern me not at all. For so many they are, who could count them? Near a year goes by without one wanking king invading another's realm. A dog with scabies is less restless. That's why this morning I aim to send you off with nothing. Mattered not what the clans were saying. Rivia, Schmivia, who gives a sheep's fart? But that was this morn, before that daft wench and her pups attacked. Nilfgaard supports the Scoia'tael, it's common knowledge. Nilfgaard uses them. Well, I'm nae worse, and I choose to use Queen Meve.
So what use would you make of me, if I might ask? You've a plan?
Aye, the kind dwarves like best. Simple, but sneaky. Like to give Nilfgaard a warning, you ken. If you're going to rile my dwarves, throw them into the Scoia'tael ranks, you'll regret it, eh? But I'd like to issue the warning without declaring war. All clear to you so far? So, when you march out to Mahakam, you'll find a company of our foot dwarves waiting out with the gate. Officially, volunteers enlisting with you against my will. And you're to put them at the fore next time you face Nilfgaard. Want the Blacklads to break their teeth on our bucklers, get a taste of our axe blades. After that, dare say they'll think twice before they send more Scoia'tael into these hells.
I've got mixed feelings right now. We'll see if maybe maybe we still have this meeting that's supposed to happen, and maybe the council still chooses whether they're going to support me or not, and maybe this Brouver thing is just in addition to that. But if this subverts the whole thing, if they did a whole zone of me making decisions about whether what's like courting favor or not, and then a random Scoia'tael attack comes out of nowhere and just seals the deal without me having to do anything, that kind of feels like it throws the whole zone away. Unless this is itself currently a response to the reputation I had. Like, maybe I could have made things so much worse so that he would not still be supporting me right now in the way he is right now, or maybe I could have done better. I don't know. I don't know if this part is a branch or not. I can't tell. But if this substitutes a branch, that'd be really disappointing. If like the Scoia'tael attack somehow just undoes the plot line of the entire zone.
I do not. Thank you, Elder. You restore my hope that I shall have my home back in the end.
Candid like, I dinna share your faith. I've watched you. You're naive. Let ire take you. Meddle in matters near your own. Disrespect our custom. But you win or nay, it's all the same to me.
Then I hope that I shall at least surprise you.
Honestly doubt that. So you'll only get the bare minimum recruits to make the Imperials take note, and nae a dwarf more.
Volunteer Corps. Card acquired. Okay, what's gonna happen next though? Is this it or not? Whoa, the Mahakam Mangler. He looks mad. the shield bearer.
And for that I am grateful. But now, I would like to march at once. So by your leave...
Go right! Now if you can. Quicker you get out of our mount, the better.
Without waiting for Meve's reply, Brouver turned his back to her. The Queen left without saying a word. There were few choice ones burned on her lips. Meve was on her way back to her company when who should step in front of her if not Gabor?
To what do I owe this pleasure? Do the Zigrins wish to use me once more? Accomplish aught else with my aid?
Could be, but if so, tain't none of my concern.
Why's that?
For I've resolved to leave Mahakam for all time.
And where will you go?
Dinna ken. Wherever you lead me.
I beg your pardon.
Your Grace, Meve, I betrayed your trust, tricked you outright. In spite of that, you kept my confidence, risking everything. To say I'm grateful is just a wee understatement. I'm indebted to you, deeply so.
If we're going to be completely honest, I didn't necessarily fully understand the context of that decision at the moment. I thought that there was going to be some kind of council meeting with all the dwarves where I was going to have a hearing, which they kept saying was going to happen. Even at the very end, Brouver was like, I want to kick you out or kill you right now, but you're supposed to have this damn hearing. And we still aren't having a hearing as far as I can tell. Where I thought I was going to have like a retelling of what my current like status is with them based on the things I did throughout the zone, and they were going to make it, and like different factions might be for and against me as a result, and then like I'd be able to pull out of my back pocket the Zigrin secret as a final like bartering tool, either to get the Zigrins to support me or to expose them and therefore gain support of everybody else or something like that. I was kind of anticipating something really cool. Like this zone built up an idea in the back of my head that I think might not happen, because it sounds like we're just going to leave now, and I'm actually like genuinely disappointed.
Please let me pay it off. Let me fight at your side. Heed to hip with you.
Gabor, vindictive I am not.
Oh, thank you, Meve.
Yet neither am I stupid. You may join our ranks, I agree. Yet trick me once more, in the tiniest manner, and I shall show you no mercy. Is that clear?
Chastened, Gabor merely nodded to confirm. Meve extended her hand for the dwarf to kiss as a sign of submission. Yet he simply wrapped his arms around her waist and squeezed. The Lyrians were ready to leave Mahakam when they heard the sonorous blast of a commander's horn announcing the arrival of Brouver Hoog.
Oh, what does he want now?
When she saw a sour grin on his face, Meve knew the tidings were not good. But what she heard next exceeded her wildest expectations.